Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right, we're ready? All right, this is Gus Broman on ETV. Welcome. You have joined the virtual meet between Eagan Wildcats and Lakeville North Panthers. So currently, several victories underneath your belt. And this should be a tight meet. Of course, we can't see the opponents, but Eagan is coming off a huge victory. When I say huge, I mean by point differential against Farmington. So, big night tonight. You know, so for diving tonight, there will be, all of the divers will be doing 11 dives, except for Sam Johnson will be doing 6. So the reason for that is they want to start keying up for sections where there will be 11 dives. Usually at this time of year, they will have done a diving invitational and that type of thing. But they don't have that this year, nor did they have true team sections. And so they're going to be practicing their dives on their own and then getting those in at dual meets. Generally, dual meets are just 6 dives, and then that's it. But like I said, they're trying to get some practice and get some exposure. Jacob Frost has been doing 11 dives for the last 3 meets. So just wanted to make you aware of that. So there will be a special meet on Friday, February 19th. That is senior night. And so please plan on tuning in to fantastic ETV to see some of that action. So Jason Bauman is talking with Ann Sims, the official. Those will be the two that will be doing the officiating. And the diving order tonight will be Clark, Eamon Marshall, Gabe Frost, Owen Kipp, Jacob Frost, and Sam Johnson. So as they're warming up the boards here, once again, we do start with diving first. That's a little bit unusual compared to a dual meet because it decreases the gap time between events. So just wanted to let you know that they're changing it for you. So enjoy. Of course, we're thanking our friends from ETV who do a wonderful job with the 2-camera setup. We have, so it's we're just so grateful. They have never been able to. They've never been in the pool before. They figure out a way to keep their equipment safe from the chlorine. We have fantastic new UV lighting in Dakota Hills this year now too. So a lot of nice upgrades, as well as the scoreboards. A shout out to Minnesota Orthodontics, who is a generous supporter and purchased the scoreboard for us. So Clark is starting off with his easiest dive, a 1.4 inward dive tuck. It's a 401C. You want to start off with the easier ones because you need to get those points to advance to the next round. Very nice going into the water. The knees came up, very nice and tight entry. 5 and 4.5. So Gabe doing a similar one, only it's a pike. It's a 1.5, a little bit more difficult there. So see where this ends up. The 1.5 is Gabe this one. Very nice. Very well. So scores are coming in at 5.5, 5.5. All right, we're going to keep a tally on how consistent Jason and Ann are. See how many times they score the same. So Owen's going to be doing the exact same dive that Gabe just did. Exact same dive. Let's see what they say. They had 5.5 for Gabe. For Owen, they give a a 6 and a 5. So same total, but different scores. So Jacob going to be doing the exact same dive. Exact same dive as Owen, exact same dive as Gabe. See where his score is coming at. Consistent, nice touch. Bit of a splash, but the entry was just fine. 7.5 and 8. Wow. So that moves us to Sam Johnson. He's going to be doing a 1.7. This is his second hardest dive that he's starting off with. Sam getting after it right away here. Very nice. Good tuck, though. Out a little bit, but hey, they got it done. 4.5 and 5. So that starts round 2 at Clark. He's going to be doing the inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. He's tied for his third easiest dive here. Very nice. Good entry. He really got around nicely on that one. Nice job. And what do the judges say on that? Judges say 6 and a 5.5. That's a good score. So Gabe doing a 2.2. He's also going to do the same dive as Owen. So feel free to look at this and compare the two divers. Judge on your own. Get your scoring sheets out. Gabe does a nice. That entry. Judges chime in. 4.5, 4.5. Judges' second time of the evening. All right, Owen's going to be doing that 403C, the inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2. Same dive as Gabe as mentioned. A little bit spin as he's entering the water. Not what he wanted, but in first time doing an 11 dive format, nothing to be ashamed of there. That was a nice dive, except for that entry. Score show at a 3 and a 4. That gets us to Jacob doing a 403B, a 2.4 here. Kind of in the middle of the pack for his difficulty here. Very nice entry. That's how he entered that water, like 0 splash. So favor on the scores. I told you, 8.5 and 8. Told you there. Wow. All right, that gets us to Sam, going to be doing a 1.7. This is his second hardest dive. Back dive straight. Very nice dive by Jacob. Slicing right in, hardly any splash, so he'll be pleased with that 8.5. Sam concentrating, arms in the air. Nice, good entry. Nice score. Like Clark and Gabe are. Well, actually, Clark is going to do a 51.21D at 1.7. Nice approach. Good bounce. Good spin. Boy, just how subtle that twist made it. Wow, that was great. 4.5 and 5. That gets us to Gabe. 51.22D, 1.9. More difficult dives here with the 1.9s. Ooh, he just kind of lost the limbs and arms there. Judges are considering it. Yep, and it is a failed dive. Just that entry just wasn't what Frost needed there. Brother right there. All right, Owen's going to be doing a 52.23. Oh, very nice. Got around. Always has that left arm out, but that's just from my angle. So see what the judges say. 5 and 5. Second easiest dive that he does in the evening. Are we seeing 8s again? 7.5 at 7. This is Sam's toughest dive, that back dive half twist straight. Facing that board always gets me nervous. Does just fine. Goes away from it. Nicely done. 4.5 and 3.5. That gets us to round 4 with Clark, Eagan, Marshall. So he's going to be doing a forward 1.5 somersault pike 1.7. It's the same dive that Gabe will be doing. Judge at home, Clark's or Gabe's. Who wore it better? You'll see it on Instagram. All right, let's see what the judges think about that. They say 4 and 4.5. So Gabe's going to be doing the exact same dive, that 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike 1.7. Gabe addresses the board with confidence, coming off a failed dive, bounces back nicely, pun intended. 6s, boys crazy when the judges agree that's a 5th time. So believe it or not, Owen is doing the exact same dive. So, boy, he goes right at it right away. Very nice dive, Mr. Kip. Took it right off the bat. I agree, 6 times. So if Jacob's doing a 2.5 somersault pike, it's a 2.6, his second most difficult dive of the evening. Oh, he went a little bit too far. Had that propulsion as he was going in, but still he finished the dive. Not quite as clean as he wanted. 5.5, 5. That gets us to Sam with his 4th round of diving. He's going to be doing a 1.6. Very nice. That in. Clean entry. 4.5. And 4.5. Judges agree. 7 times. Clark is starting round 5 with a 104C. So you're going to have Clark, Gabe, Owen doing the exact same dive. So compare it at home, which one you like better. Very nice. Clark got around. Bit of a splash. Good entry. So Clark. All right. We'll see how Gabe matches up to Clark's. You can judge at home, and I'll tell you what the judges said. 5.5, 5.5, what they said for Clark. Gabe didn't quite get his feet in where he's at. We're going to be probably looking at some 4s here. Judges say, ooh, 5 and 4.5. So Owen doing the exact same dive. Owen's been on fire tonight, hasn't made any mistakes. Let's see where it goes here. Very nice. Bigger splash on the entry than he wanted, but he'll be pleased with that multiplier. 6 and 5.5. Nicely done by Mr. Kip. Jacob's going to be doing a 51.32D, forward 1.5 somersault, 1 twist free. It's a 2.2, so same difficulty as the last 3, but a different dive completely. That looked more difficult than the other ones, but who am I? Scores come in at a 5.5 and 6. Gets us to Sam Johnson, the last diver in round 5. So this is his easiest dive, inward dive tuck. So that's where his head is going to be going toward the board. Yep, and he's fine, safe. Good execution, 5 and 4.5. Good job. That starts us with round 6 at diving. So this is a 201A, a 1.7, similar to what Owen and Gabe will be doing, but it's 0.2 more difficult than that. Back dive straight. A whole lot of motion, so looking more height and cleanliness. Didn't quite get his feet up and around. Judges say 4, 4.5. It's just to Gabe. Now Gabe and Kip will be doing the same dive. Back dive tuck, 1.5. Whoa, Gabe's getting his balance there. Was it a wave to the window? I don't know. It's his balance, concentrating. Has a failed dive, so he needs every point possible here. Nice little tuck. He's able to get feet across and a good entry. 4.5 and 5. All right, we'll remember score at home now. Owen's going to do the same dive. You judge who wore it better. One gets up, tuck. Great entry. That was clean by Mr. Kip. Judges say 6 and 5.5. Wow. Jacob's going to be doing a 201B back dive pike. This is a 1.6 difficulty. So this is a good dive too. I like the pike. I like the back dive. It's good to see the entry. I like that dive. That was... Jacob makes it look so easy, so clean. Says I'm 6 and 7.5. Excuse me, 6 and 7. So this is Sam's last dive of the night. So let's root him on. He's going to do a 402C 1.6. Inward one somersault tuck. Let's get it, Sam. Good, good rotation. A little bit of splashing on that. Scores were 4 and 4. So round 7. So that was Sam's last dive of the evening. So this is going to Clark, a 202C, back one somersault tuck, 1.5. Good rotation, very nice entry. Those long limbs look so impressive and able to get around and on that one. Very nice. 5.5, 5.5. So Gabe's going to be doing a 204C, back two somersault tuck. It's a 2.2 difficulty. Very good. Good twist. That's his first time he's done that dive this year, and he pulled that off. Very good, Gabe Frost. Nicely done. Do the judges say 4.5, 5. Owen's going to be doing a 301C reverse tuck, 1.6. Here comes it. Bounces off. There's the reverse. Comes back. Very clean entry. Nicely done, Mr. Kip. He's on fire. I mean, for the first night doing 11 dives, he is just stepping up. Jacob Frost is going to be doing a back 1.5 somersault pike, 2.3. So our last diver in the 7th round here. Jacob has been doing some solid diving here tonight. No mistakes. Had some aids. Very nice. Legs separated a little bit on that entry, but maybe the judges can't see at that angle. 5.5 and 5. It's a good difficulty with 2.3. So we're in round 8 of 11. So 302C. He'll be doing the same dive as Gabe. Judge at home. Clark or Gabe. Nice tuck. Clean entry. Very nice on a 1.6. He'll like that score. 5.5 and 6. All right, this is the same dive that Clark did. Reverse, one somersault tuck, 1.6. Nice, good rotation, a little bit on that angle, but he pulled that off nicely. I don't think the judges can see that angle. They can't. 6 and 5.5, so the judges switched the scores, but the same final result for Clark and Gabe on that. So Owen's doing a back two somersault tuck, 2.2. Very nice. Good rotation. Kind of the entry wasn't what he wanted. 5. Jacob's going to be doing a 1.7, so this is his second easiest dive, this reverse dive pike. Not a lot of motion, just mostly cleanliness, and that was clean. Good entry on that. Very nice. 6.5 and 8. And looks at Jason going, I guess I thought that was better than yours, baby. So we're starting round 9 of 11 here. Clark's going to be with 301C. It's the same dive that Gabe will be doing. Good bounce, good tuck. Very clean entry. Clark is coming alive. I mean, the first year on this team, he is just really lighting it up. 4.5 and 5, so same dive that Clark did as Gabe's. 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6. Kind of lost his line a little bit, but maybe the judges can't see it from this angle. Good entry. Jacob shrugs his shoulder, like, shake it off. I don't know what that means, but 4.5. Owen Kipp, he's going to be doing a back 1 somersault half twist free, 2.1. See how Owen does on this. Owen has just had a great night, and he continues it. The feet kick it a little bit, but that's all right. Judges consistent. That's 9. 9 times. So Jacob's going in round 9, and he's going to be doing a 2.1. Back 1.5 somersault, half twist free. Ooh, very nice. That was super athletic, acrobatic. What did the judges say on that? 6 and 5.5. That starts us at round 10 of 11. Clark, Eagan, Marshall. 403C. Inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2. His most difficult dive of the evening, but he's been doing well. He's ready for this, folks. Oh, not quite. He protected his face from the board. No harm, no foul. Just kind of lost it. Failed dive. You know, when you have a young that is coming into the program, it's just any blipping of doubt. And good for him to recover and avoid an injury there. Gabe's going to be doing a back 1 somersault half twist free, 1.7. Very nice, good entry. So where's Gabe at? 5.5 and a 5. Owen Kipp, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. Owen's having the personal best tonight, I can tell. The score, very nice. Good job again. He's coming alive. You know, folks, what you have to remember is this is his first night with a slate of 11. Same for all of these guys right now. Owen has had zero hesitations, 0 mistakes. Doing 5 extra dives is incredible. 2.4 dive here for Jacob. Gets that twist around and nails it. Very nice. Jacob is in his 4th night of doing a slate of 11, 5.5 and 5. So this is the final round of diving of 11. So back to Owen, like he hasn't, I mean, there are no slip-ups, there's no errors whatsoever. And so he's just been doing a great job. Back half twist, very nice, good execution there. And so Clark kind of went off his line a little bit, but a clean entry nonetheless. So Gabe is going to be doing a back 1.5 somersault half twist free, 2.1. His first time doing this dive this year, I believe. So good to see Clark, Gabe, and Owen doing 11 dives tonight. Planning for a good sections. I love it. Ooh, he pulled it off just at the end there. He got in. Really like that. Wasn't thinking he'd get that, but that was athletic. 3 and a 3.5. That gets us to Mr. Kip. Boy, it's a 2.7, folks. This is his most difficult dive. But even though it's his most difficult, he has done it before in his latest 6. And he pulls it off. Very nice. That left arm always comes out a little bit, but that looked delightful. If you're going to have an arm come out, do the left because the judges can't see that one. And the judge signed up. They lined up. That's time. This is your last dive of the evening, folks. It's a 2.8, the most difficult dive you'll see. Inward, 2 somersault, tuck, 2.8. Jacob's done this before. He can nail this dive, but it is difficult. Good, a bigger splash than he wanted, but nonetheless, he pulled that off. So that turned out okay for Mr. Frost. So that 5.5 and a 6.5. So that concludes diving. So they're going to open up the pool for the swimmers to kind of get going there, and we'll just continue letting you know some significant stuff is going to be happening this Saturday, folks. This Saturday, People Magazine is actually coming to our pool. A big event. A name that you may or may not have known before is Mallory Wegeman. She is an ESPY award winner. When she was in high school, she swam. She was a middle lane swimmer. Just kind of, run of the mill. Wasn't a title winner at all. She was just in the middle of the pool. Wasn't the fastest. She went in for a procedure, and she left the medical procedure, and she was paralyzed. Imagine that. If you bring in your high school son or daughter, and all of a sudden she's a paraplegic. So Mallory had one of 2 choices. Do I give up and call it good, or do I face this and go after it? She faced it and went after it. And what she owns right now, she owns the 50-meter freestyle world record for the Paralympics. She owns a 100-meter butterfly and also the 400-meter freestyle. You know, as a graduate of 2007, she's also a ESPY award winner. So on TV, they hand out an Inspiring Athlete Award, and she won that award. So People Magazine is coming this Saturday to interview her, to just kind of say, where do you get your strength and where do you get your inspiration? So it's that type of pedigree that we have in Eagan Wildcat swimming. And so, Coach Morgan has had an opportunity to have her speak on several occasions, and actually uses some of those principles to talk about overcoming the odds. And boy, she sure deserves to shine bright. So it goes to show you that you don't need to be the fastest swimmer in the pool to be amazing. And when you think about it, her biggest struggle ended up becoming her biggest achievement. With becoming paralyzed, she was able to not only succeed in another class, but actually become not only a nationally recognized athlete, but an international athlete. She's been here for the Hour of Power. She's been here for many other things, and has had a chance to talk to some of the other athletes here on deck. So people, what you want to do is pick up People Magazine, not this month, but next month, and you will see Eagan's own Mallory Wegeman, who's going to be featured in People Magazine. So People Magazine will be on deck here tomorrow. It'll be after the boys' practice, but they will be here to interview Mallory. And so pick up a copy and share that with your friends. She's definitely an athlete that should be commended. So we're excited to see that she's getting some international. We're getting some international play there. So congratulations, Mallory Wegeman. So getting back to some of the divers, they've been doing a very nice job. Good to see some of the other guys getting an 11 dive lineup in. It's not like you can go from 6 to 8 to 10 to 11. You go from 6 to 11. So that is just, kind of crazy. So interesting thing about Sam Johnson is that his brother used to swim, yet he chose to dive. So a little bit different than the Frost boys, where they both have chosen to be divers. So which is kind of funny because their pool at home has a mini diving board, but it has a starting block for racing, for swimming. So very little update. Jackson Keller, who usually comes here and talks to us, is actually at a club meet tonight. So that's, instead of talking about him, we decided to talk about a even more decorated athlete in Mallory Wegeman. So talking to Chris Morgan, he can really break down the meets and really understand where are people in the conference. And he was happy yet conflicted, because truthfully, Eagan is swimming the fastest in the conference now, but they had 2 losses, one against Lakeville South and one against, who was the other one against? Prior Lake, yeah. But now, if you match those teams up, Eagan would be the victor, so that would be unfortunately, with a break in the action and the training, it wasn't possible to continue to train through that. So, but what does that tell us? It tells us Eagan is now the fastest team in the conference. It'll be impossible for them to win the conference with 2 losses. They did swim against Apple Valley one night. Apple Valley did not swim that night, but Apple Valley will be swimming that tomorrow. So they'll swim the events that they're supposed to swim against Eagan. And statistically speaking, and talking to the genius coach Chris Morgan, as Vlad Shoup would call him, there's, statistically speaking, there isn't a way for Apple Valley to beat Eagan tomorrow. So also looking at tonight's meet, Lakeville North has a tough lineup. They're good at 1 and 2, similar to Eagan. Eagan has some good 1-2 swimmers, but really what's going to put Eagan over the edge, if they can do it tonight, is that 3rd swimmer. So that third swimmer is the one who would gain that extra point. So the beauty of high school swimming compared to college swimming is that you can lose an event but yet outpoint them. What do I mean by that? In high school, if you get first, that's 6. Second is 5. Third is 4. Fourth is 3. Fifth is 2. And then, it's 8, 6, 8, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the last guy doesn't get any points. So you get that extra bonus point if you win. So if you get the second, third, fourth spot, you can win the event. In college, that's not true. In order to win the event, you have to have the guy win the race. So it'll be Eagan's depth that will get them the victory tonight if they can get that done, and meeting the 3rd swimmer. And so looking at the lineup, there are times where Chris might mix up the lineup to see what's up and try different combinations. The goal is still, in talking to Chris, he really wants to send all 3 relays to state. And so in order to get to state, you either have to finish first in the section or get a state cut time. So, and what that means is, he needs to figure out, okay, what's my fast? You can't just do, put my 4 fastest 50 guys in the 200, because then one of those guys might not be available for another relay. Because in the section meet, each athlete is allowed to swim 2 individual events and 2 relays. And so if you have the best swimmer on the planet, they can't swim all the events. They can only swim 2 individual and then two relays. So then, how is it that he can pair up the fastest relay and beat the other teams in the section? Now the difference is if you do get a section time, and this has happened several times in Chris Morgan's era, you can get, let's say if they qualify in the 200 medley relay, and those 4 guys do it, and then that's the only relay they go to state in, well, you might have a faster butterflyer who didn't swim that relay, or a faster freestyle. He can move a different athlete into that relay. And that's the same for the Olympics. There's athletes who, there's athletes that have won gold medals that never swam on TV because they were swimming in prelims because they were on that lineup. So starting for the medley relay junior varsity, in lane 2 is Vidon Shrista, and then lane 4 is Riley McRoberts. And then so 2 to go is Reese Heenis Cook. He's on the blocks. On lane 4 is Will Wynn. So Will Wynn is already off into the races in this breaststroke here. Third swimmers will be doing the butterfly. Boy, the cadence that Will Wynn is showing is really nice. Gets a nice touch into a little tight on that touch. He might have wanted to glide in instead of get that, because on that turn, Will kind of lost it to Reese Heenis Cook. Can't quite get the mojo back. It's amazing what timing can do. In lane 4, that's Ben Curran's about to go. And then that's in lane 2, Kuldeep Ratchavatuni will be doing the butterfly here. So we talk a lot about, what's the timing going into the wall and what does that look like? Reese Heenis Cook just didn't have the turn that he wanted on that, the timing on that breaststroke. Flyers are coming in. Kuldeep looking really strong in lane 2. And in lane 4, that's Ben Currens, who's going to send off Neelan Ambalam. And then lane 2, that is Lucas Hanna. These guys are freestyling the rest of the way. Boy, Lucas Hanna's coming alive. Look at that. Let's see what kind of push he gets off the wall. Gets a nice flip turn, good turn. Meanwhile, Neelan Ambalam is going real strong in lane 4. They're coming in. Where does this end up? Nicely done. A 2:06.48 and then a 2:08.69. So that gets us over to the varsity.
200-yard medley relay, varsity.
All right. Now we're looking at the varsity medley relay. Lane 2 is Derek Bango. Lane 4, Miguel San Jose. Lane 6, Tyler Burby. On the board, you'll get your splits. You see them right on TV there, which is fantastic. Thank you, Eagan TV, for having two cameras here. So not gonna lie, they're looking for a fast A relay. So lane 2 is Will New. Lane 4 is Chuck Steffen. Lane 6 is Alex Bango. So, boy, Will New is coming alive here, doing a nice job there. Chuck Steffen gets a great turn with a good underwater. Lane 6 going into the wall is Alex Bango. So in lane 4 is Hans Broman. So senior captain Chuck Steffen handing it over to Broman. Off for the butterfly. Lane 2 is Harrison Bowie. And lane 6 will be Lucas Arvidsson. Broman getting... I like that timing on that wall. You don't always get timing where you're grabbing it right away. So see where Broman's coming in at. He'll be... Thomas Keller is on the blocks in lane 4. This butterfly is really difficult. Thomas Keller, 24.56. That's a really good split. That's his personal best of the year. 26.50 in lane 2 for Harrison Bowie. So Thomas Keller hits that wall. It's a 142.31 is what Eagan is looking to beat. That is their personal best for the year. It's not going to happen. They'll be coming in with a 143 something. 143.46. So 1.1 off their best time. Nice job touching in. Victor Santoyo Lopez doing a really nice job with that touch. And Dobbin Chong over in lane 6. Good work, guys. All right, that gets us to the 200-yard freestyle junior varsity. All clean starts. It should be mentioned that last meet, the varsity A relay did get disqualified. And relays are worth twice as number of the points. So, all right, here we are. I have the 200-yard freestyle junior varsity. You can tell that the guys are training better now these days because you have more guys in this junior varsity. So, lane 2, Ben Kearns, and then lane 3, and then Carson Rivard is in lane 3. Lane 4 is Riley McRoberts. And lane 5, Kuldeep Ratchapatuni. So if Chris Morgan knows his splits, he knows his guys, you'll see the flying V. The fastest guys are always right there in the middle. And so that's where you get the flying V. And all these guys do have seed times. And so what you'll find, and thank goodness for District 196, we actually have varsity, junior varsity, and we have middle school swimming. At Prior Lake, at Lakeville North, at Lakeville South, you do not have middle school swimming. So you have a lot of guys that are trying to swim on the high school team, but are not there at all. So, so anyway, here we are at the 50 here, and we're boy is Ben. Excuse me, that is Carson Rivard is coming really out like a shot. And then Riley McRoberts is also right there. Kuldeep Ratchapatuni is in lane 5, getting her done. So it is first time swimming the 2, and so Chris Morgan has done this enough where he sets out guidelines and stuff. So it is it's going to be a tight one. So we'll see where things go. Checking back in, the boy, nice turn by Rivard. He's just really hitting those walls hard and solid. Checking in on he'll be tapping in for the victory here for the JV heat. There it is, a 2:10.49. Boy, he beats his time by over 10 seconds. Nice job, Carson Rivard. Coming in hard is Ben Kearns with a 2:21.30, shaved 0.2 off of his time. Lane 4 was Riley McRoberts with a 2:22.90. And then Kuldeep Ratchapatuni, lane 5. Little mix and match in the 2 here for the varsity boys. Thomas Keller is the number 1 seed, but he has no time. So what that tells us is that Coach Morgan thinks he can outswim Mezaretsky and Shrestha, but he hasn't swum this event yet. So we'll see what happens. But it is Roni Shrestha in lane 2. Lane 3 is Thomas Keller. Lane 4 is Johnny Mezaretsky, who is just a consistent long distance swimmer. So you'll, good long strides by all these guys. Let's check out this turn. Thomas gets a little quick breath, makes that first stroke, and then continues on. Roney says, "You're not leaving me, Keller." So he's staying right there. So at the 50, it's just real tight. You can see the splits on your TV there, on your computer screen. Keller coming in. It's still, if you're looking at it, it's the power is in the legs. Look at that big weight going on. Good flip turn. Good one dolphin kick, and then they're up and going. Shrestha had a really nice turn there, trying to keep it going. As we talked to Jackson Keller last meet, you know, this is the difference between a long course and a short course, is you get more walls here. So if you know how to use it and do the kick, that's what you want. So Mazeritski staying right in there with Keller. Keller about a arm length away. Thomas is just so strong off that wall, getting that good kick. I got to tell you, though, Mazeritski's having the career of his life. You know, in past years, unfortunately, he's had events come up where he couldn't make every practice. This year he is, and it is paying off for Mr. Mazeritski. They're just coming in hot here. Mazeritski just digging deep. He's going hard. Keller's trying to go hard. It's going to be touch tight here. And it's a 154.79 for Keller and a 154.93 for Mazeritski. So real tight. And then Roni Shrestha with a 157.64. So he's the one who got a half-second shave on that. Mazeritski, actually, if he would have kept his seed time, he would have beaten Keller on that in a 154.71 seed time. And then he comes in tonight with a 154.93. So we're 2 p.m. Oh, it is very rare when you have a junior varsity who can field 4 guys in an individual medley. That is, not only is it, you have to know every single stroke. So it's Vidaan Shrestha in lane 2. Lane 3 is Will New. Lane 4, Alex Bango. Tyler Sitter is in lane 5. All right. Fly is done 30-38 for Will New. Will try to keep that up in the backstroke, because if he can just get to his breaststroke, good things are going to happen for Mr. New. Alex Bango also, he's solid on that backstroke, but his cadence is just a little slower on his stroke. You see those arms. Sitter doing a nice job. Gotta say, I think it's his first time he's ever done a IM. He's usually just a freestyler, so really proud of that kid coming tonight saying, I'm going to try it all. Vidaan Shrestha is a club swimmer. He has done it. Will looking for the wall, can't quite find it. Not the transition he wanted there, but he's like, just give me a breaststroke and I'll get her done. Sitter looking for that wall, finds it, and he's off. So that's the trickiness of doing this, especially that backstroke to breaststroke, because you have to know exactly how far away that wall is. Now it's easy. It's just 2 hands on the breaststroke. So Will's saying, hey, I'm going to try to get out as far as I can on this breaststroke, because it's next to impossible to make up a body length when it comes freestyle. Will doing a nice job. 2-hand touch there. He knows how to do that. All right, shortly after that is Alex Bango. Coming in, Sitter doing a nice job on the breaststroke, hanging in there. Shrestha doing nice on that turn. Will New coming after it. Will's really touch it. Sitter touches in and says, this is freestyle. This is my game now. So Will coming in hot, really nice. He actually extended his lead a bit on Alex Bango on that, and he comes in with a 2:19.36, 2 seconds faster than his seed time. I love that time by Alex, 2:22.22. And then Shrestha is coming in. That's Vidaan, the younger one, an 8th grader. Comes in, touches in with a 2:37.77. Sitter is saying, wow, doing all 4 strokes is different than going down and back. Proud of that kid, future Marine. 2:48.45, nicely done. So they could always say, no, coach, don't put me in the IM. So proud of each of those guys, just saying, I'll swim all 4 strokes. So gets us to the 2 IM varsity. A little bit different lineup tonight. We have Bowie in lane 2, and we have Stefan, who has the fastest time in lane 1, and Miguel San Jose in lane. So I'm interested seeing how Miggy swims this one. So we're got the butterflies. Stefan is kind of hanging with these guys. I was expecting Bowie to be out a little bit further on this butterfly. That has been his stroke this year. So this backstroke, you'll see Stefan just start taking off with those long arms. Miguel San Jose hanging in there real nice. Stefan's like, get me to that breaststroke. He's a fantastic breaststroker. Miguel just lighting it up on this backstroke. I'm really impressed here. We'll see what breaststroke he has. I'm quite that he's ahead of Stefan at this point. Touches in. That's always a tough transition. Miggy lost about a half second on that, and then he lost a little bit more on that pullout. So Stefan in that transition went from being a half body behind to a full body ahead. Bowie hanging in there on that breaststroke coming in. Miggy gets a nice underwater. So as Chris Morgan always says, if this race is $1, the breaststroke's worth 50 cents. And you see why there with Chuck getting that breaststroke, turning it completely around. And Miggy is going to be going hard now on this freestyle. Bowie's doing a real nice job. Look at the leg kicks going on by these guys. Just real solid. Miggy's trying to catch Stefan. It's quite a distance to catch up. Bowie's doing a nice job. But look at the kick by Miguel San Jose. That's just all power. Just boom, boom, boom. Stefan touching in with a 2:04.82. He shaved a second off. Good for him. And lane 4, a 2:08.72, best time. And then Harrison went a 2:12.27. So 2 shaves of time with Chuck Stefan and then San Jose. Now here comes your splash and dash, down and back, junior varsity. So you're going to have 4 lanes here. Reese Heenis Cook is in lane 2, Lucas Arvidsson lane 3, Dabin Chong lane 4, Neelan Ambalam lane 5. Splash and dash, down and back. There they go. Look at, and it's all, see how they come up pretty quick because you can go faster on top of that water. They're really giving it done. Lucas Arvidsson, let's see what kind of push he gets. Very nice off that turn. Gets that power going. Dabin Chong had even a better turn in lane 4. He's getting after it. Lane 2, Reese Heenis Cook. And then lane 5 is Neelan Ambalam, but tonight belongs to Dabin Chong. Good finish there with a 25.31. Shaves 0.2 seconds off. And then Arvidsson won a 25.48. Neelan Ambalam finishes with a 29.86. So here comes your 50 free varsity. So it'll be splash and dash, down and back. Looking for Emilio to get that first 22 of the year. Love to see a 2-2 start here. And it's Derek Bango in lane 2. Lane 3, Emilio Santoyo Lopez. And lane 4 is Captain Hans Broman. Into the wall, it looks like Broman had the edge. And coming out, it looks like Emilio might have it, but now Hans is coming back with fire. And don't forget lane 2, Derek Bango. Broman coming in, but tonight belongs to, 23.30. Boy, you can't really tell. Very nice job by Emilio, 23.30. Broman came in at a 23.44, which is 0.4 seconds faster than usual. came in with a 23.85. So he shaved. So we had two shavers with Derek Bango and Hans Broman. And then, oh, actually, Emilio did have a 22 last race, so he went a little bit slower. Look, look for Emilio Santoyo Lopez to be a section winner for that 50. He is just really talented in that. Just going down and back. A 23:30 is a good time, but looking for him come to the end of the year to be having 22s, possibly a 21. So this gets us to a 5-minute break is for Hans Broman tonight, since he's in the 50 free, and then he comes back after these 5 minutes and he'll be swimming the 100 butterfly. So usually this is where the diving break would be, and usually diving goes about 25-30 minutes, so that's why there is a break here, to keep the athletes to recover, so they can do their usual events that they want to do. Broman has been doing that 100 butterfly all year long, has had the fastest time for the Wildcats with a 57.60. Bowie has kind of been, that's been his stroke as well. He's at a 2, and as Chris Morgan says, this race is going to be won by how fast our is in that event tonight. Will be Victor Santoyo Lopez. And it also goes to show you the depth of this team, because they're in the, to have 5 guys swimming junior varsity is just amazing. Sounds good, thanks. Butterfly junior varsity. There will be 5 lanes filled, and just want to mention that the butterfly will be going well, and you know, at this point in the meet, you know, you're scoring it on your own, saying, okay, that will. Looking at some of the events that are still left, you know, the event that we've been struggling with a little bit is the backstroke. So looking at some of these guys, Alex Bank crowding Lexington with the gang. So if you ever want to know where not to go, look at when the Eagan Swim and Dive have a meet. Don't go to the Lexington Diffley subway. Bacon Burger. Never heard of it, but boy, does that sound good. Alex Bangle EHS is Mr. Benson, who is the band teacher, which is just fabulous. So his secret talent is mobile rhythm games. So that is, I don't even know what that is. His favorite swim and dive memory is dropping 10 seconds on the 200 breast in club, even though his goggles fell to his chin. So what's impressive about that is he didn't DQ at all. His favorite top 3 artists on his playlist is Imagine Dragons, Creo, and Pozolite. I love the family fun fact of Mr. Bango, Alex that is. Each generation has the same middle name. So that is pretty incredible. So Alex Cahill, appreciate that guy. He's during the football season, but he's been doing the on-deck broadcasting, not broadcasting, but on-deck PA announcing. So hanging with his dive guys, even though he's hurt. So he also likes eating Subway and hanging at the pool. So his favorite dive is actually front 1.5 somersault tuck. His favorite swim and dive memory is something that isn't going on this year. It's the post-meet parties. And then who does he look up to? He looks up to each class above him. So, and Ben Kearns, to get prepared for the meet, he either eats pretzels or goes with the team to Subway. Once the season is over, what he does is he loves eating the brownies and eating ice cream. Mr. Curran's secret talent is tying knots, and his favorite event is 100 free. You know, it's really interesting because Ben came out at kind of he was good friends with Frost and with Kellers, and he's really come alive. I mean, looking at Ben Kearns, he is now on that medley relay doing the fly. He swam the 2 free. He'll be swimming the 100 free, and then he's in that 2 free relay. So for a guy who hadn't really come out, he really has turned it on and become quite versatile. So and looking at some of the lineups, you know, we saw Dabin Chong swim that 50 freestyle. That was his only individual event in that first half because he's resting up for that varsity 500-yard freestyle tonight. So he's coming in at a 5:51 for that. And then also Lucas Arvidsson did the 50 free, and he's queued up to do the 100 breast at the last half of the meet. So in looking what Mr. Coach Morgan did for the backstroke tonight, he's going to have Tyler Burby, Chuck Steffen, and Victor Santoyo Lopez. So, and then in that 500, it's going to be a great race with Johnny Mezaritsky, who, like I said, is not missing a second of practice at all, and he's doing great, and as well as Miguel San Jose. So here we are back to live action here. This is the 100-yard butterfly junior varsity. In lane 2 is Tyler Sitter. Love to see that. He goes from the IM to the butterfly. Lane 3 is Reese Heenis Cook. Lane 4 is Tyler Burby. Lane 5 is Kuldeep Ratchapatuni. And lane 6, Neelan Ambalam. So it's good to see getting after it in lane 6. Good timing in lane 3 there. Touching into that wall is Reese Heenis Cook. Slightly behind is Tyler Burby. Sitter hitting that wall hard in lane 2, doing a great job there. Kuldeep Ratchapatuni. This is one of those strokes that the more relaxed you are, the faster you go. If you're all just heated up, it's just really hard to get a smooth stroke going. But good job in the middle lanes there with Reese Heenis Cook. In lane 3, Tyler Burby in lane 4. They're coming in neck and neck there. It looks like it's going to be Burby. It is at a 106.07. Nice time by him. First time he's swum it this year. Reese Heenis Cook went a 106.61. Touching in lane 5, Kuldeep. Nice job with the 116.47. The last time he swam that was a 128. So to drop 12 seconds is amazing. Sitter to touching in with a 127.92 for his first time swimming that event ever in high school. Neelan Ambalam, a 119.36. All right, this gets us to the 100 fly varsity. It'll be Victor Santoyo Lopez in lane 2, Hans Broman in lane 3, and then Harrison Bowie in lane 4. So we're trying to see if Broman can get that 56 time tonight. Okay, that's a good start, getting a lot of the air there. You want to streamline as far as you can. That gets you about halfway there. Let's see how they're touching in here. Broman has a nice, another nice touch by both the guys, Santoyo, Lopez, and Bowie. And so Hans is getting a really nice stroke there. It's all in the timing here. Had to slide in a little bit more. Bowie slid even further. I got to tell you, the best timing was Santoyo Lopez on that one. The splits you can see on your screen, so getting some good times there. Very difficult. This is a lot of ab work, people. To be able to do that turn and then that dolphin kick is pretty amazing. So Broman getting out there long and strong, and Bowie doing a really nice job as well. He's getting that long stroke cadence. Broman is beat that time. He does at 55-55. Holy smokes. Are you kidding me? Dropping 2 seconds this time of year? Nice swim by Bowie, too. He went a 1.02, dropped 0.2, and then 101.19 for Victor Santoyo Lopez. That's a fast heat, people. Every single one of those guys was dropping. So that is fantastic. The largest drop was, I think it was Hans there with 2 seconds, and then Victor dropped, he dropped over a second as well. So this gets us to the 100-yard freestyle junior varsity. That's Lucas Hanna in lane 2. Vidon Trista in lane 3. Lane 4 is Ben Currens. And so look at this. These guys are coming in strong here. 50 out of 2. Fastest split there with a 28.66. You know, shortly thereafter, it's Ben Currens there knocking on the door. Great job by Lucas Hanna. 29.14. So Lucas this is his first time out on this on the team. He is doing a really nice job. He's really done a lot of yards. You don't know what these practices are like. They are tough. So touching in, nice job there. 59.59. That's a great time for Vidon Trista, shaving a second off. 59.87 for Ben Currens. So he shaved 2 seconds off. And then a 108.73 for Mr. Hanna. That's almost a full second off. So these guys are really, the fruits of their training is really coming alive. So as I mentioned, you know, Morgan a little bit upset. Like if he just would have had a couple more weeks with these guys, he would have had 2 more W's in the books. But such is life. So they'll get those yards, and then as usual, this team shows up for section, 7-time section champions, which is quite amazing. So in here you have lane 2 is Derek Bango, lane 3 Emilio Santoyo Lopez, lane 4 is Thomas Keller. Boy, this is where you see the positive peer pressure. Emilio should be out a little bit further, but Thomas, depending on the walls, will get out there as well. So these guys are just going. Love seeing the guys spaced out, cheering like crazy for their teammates. So great to see that. Boy, Emilio is really coming in hot tonight. He is looking smooth. How does he go so fast and make it look effortless? I don't know. His arms barely move. The power's in the back. 49.51. Are you kidding me? That's the first 49 of the year, people. That's incredible. Thomas Keller touches in with a 51.21. Derek Bango a 51.73. He dropped a second and a half. Wow, that's just incredible. Nice job, Emilio Santoyo Lopez. That is incredible. This time of year to be touching in with a 49.51. That is fantastic. So we have a junior varsity heat tonight of the 500. We have one guy with the time, with Riley McRoberts. He's swum it before. He'll be in lane 3. William Wen will be in lane 4. 20 lengths of the pool. You got the counters on one end. So at this point in time, we want to thank our sponsors, Minnesota Orthodontics, and also the urgency room. So remembering guests up here, Jackson Keller, Anders Broman, Eli Broman. One of the things we learned is, like, on these flip turns, that's kind of where it's all about. You want to smooth, streamline, but it's the only time you get to really use your legs and get a real nice push. So Riley McRoberts comes in at a 31.58 and 30.76. Nicely done. Let's see if William Wynn can keep that up. So let's learn a little bit more about these guys. So Riley McRoberts, after the season is over, he loves grabbing those RB sliders. His favorite movie is Avengers Endgame. His favorite teacher is Mr. Stevens. Secret talent, don't tell anyone. He's really good. He's really good at Forza Horizon 4. So as Riley McRoberts is doing this freestyle, the longest event that exists in high school swimming, you ask him what's his favorite stroke, anything backstroke. So here he is doing the freestyle. So love that. And what's on his pump-up playlist? His pump-up playlist is Starset, Metallica, and Green Day. So yeah, that's it's really good to have him on the team. Just a really positive guy and fantastic. You say, where does your energy come from and your inspiration? He says it's faith in Christ. So these guys are just I am so glad I can just be up here and talk and not have to swim 20 lengths of the pool. It is just so difficult. So William Wynn, what is his pre-meet tradition? He eats some food and listens to some music. I love this guy. His favorite pregame food is home cooking or Chipotle and boba. His favorite event is 100-yard breast. His favorite swim memory is at club. He made state 3 years in a row. His motivation is his parents and his sister. I like this throwback music taste, Mr. Wynn. His top 3 artists on his play are Blondie, Fleetwood Mac, and Madonna. And his family fun fact is that his sister did swimming in high school. So it runs in the family. I'm telling you, it's such a great sport. Got to have a lot of dedication. And so it really, this sport really trains fantastic humans. Actually, it's the type of humans you want to hire when you're interviewing people. A lot of hard work, very little glory, and they do it because it's the right thing to do. So, all right, checking back in where we're at the time. We're at the midway point. 34.81 is touching in for Will Wynn. Riley McRoberts is hanging in there. It's he still has half the race to go. He does have a time. Mr. Wynn does not. But being a club swimmer, being at state 3 times, he's swum long distance before. So at this point in the year, Chris Morgan is training the guys at 3.5 miles a day. Swimming. I mean, did you even walk 3.5 miles a day? And then after that, after they're done training for the swimming 3.5, then what happens is they go to the weight room and hit the weight. So the other night they were in the weight room about 45 minutes longer than the basketball team. Basketball team had practice and was leaving the weight room as the swimmers were just arriving. So it's not a sport for the faint-hearted. So bit about official Ann Sims. She has 3 kids. One was a swimmer, Michelle Sims. at Gustavus Adolphus, so swam collegiately. So, and she's going to ring the bell. Who's she going to ring that for? She's going to ring it for Mr. William Wynn. The bell indicates that there's 1 lap to go for the leader. So it's kind of a fun tradition. I mean, obviously the kids know how far to go when you have numbers on that side of the pool, but fun to ring the bell and keep things going. So Riley McRoberts is touching in his last touch for a flip turn before he finishes up. So he'll do a flip turn. Let's see how he does. Gets out past the board, takes a breath right away, shakes that head. He's excited for this 50 to be over. William Wynn, really nice time. It looks like he's going to be under that 6:07 mark, which not only that, he'll be under the 6 mark. Nicely done, a 5:57 even. Little bonus just for getting even. Appreciate the .00. It's easier to balance the checkbook. Riley McRoberts is going to, come on, man, get in. He has a 6:23 time to beat. He'll be beating that. Don't breathe anymore, man. Just get in. Nice, a 6:16.03. So very nice by Mr. McRoberts to shave off 0.7 seconds. Not 0.7, 7 seconds. So we'll see where this goes. A William Wynn had a 5:57. Now you have 3 guys doing the varsity here. Look for Mezaritsky to have another good time here. Just a perennial long distance swimmer. So in lane 2, that is Dobbin Chong. So actually at Dobbin in the 50, in 8th grade, he got a 25, so that's great. Johnny Mezaritsky is in lane 3. Miguel San Jose is in lane 4, so look for Miggy to try to stay in there. Miguel actually does a disc golf podcast, so talk about an all-around athlete. He's a swimmer, but he's also a disc golfer too, so multi-talented. So make sure you look up that podcast. So I'm a big disc golf guy myself, so I appreciate the attention to that activity. I got to call it an activity, not quite a sport, because I don't have to stretch out a whole lot for the activity. Okay, Miguel San Jose is not going to try to keep up with him. He's going to try to swim his own race, just kind of keep his eyes in sight. Johnny Mezaritsky is, I mean, boy, is it good to see him. I mean, just to see him training and not missing any practices, it's really paying off for him. You know, when the season's over, San Jose loves going to Cane's or Chick-fil-A. His favorite movie are all the Karate Kids, so. And his favorite teacher is Mr. Heil. Can solve the Rubik's Cube in under 30 seconds. So Mezaritsky's still keeping that nice cadence. Good for Dobbin Chong. He's hanging in there. He's more long strokes there. Mezaritsky is not fading at all. What's his split here? Touching in with a 31.54. 31.96 for Miggy. Mezaritsky's just keeping a line on it, to making sure he's keeping that consistent pace. Dobbin Chong, his split is a 35.80. What you'll see with these 500ers is that the longer they go, it's almost like the more comfortable and more relaxed their stroke gets. 31.55 for Mezaritsky, 31.77 for San Jose. So it's almost like they're loosening up and just staying on top of that water with a quick kick. So Chong there with the flip turn there. He's getting nice long strokes. Mezaritsky coming in with power now. Watch this flip turn, good tight. He's sprang out a little bit before he hit that wall, but still it turned out well. he's really using the walls to his advantage. So if you look at Mazeritski as comparison to San Jose, Mazeritski's using the wall and he's getting distance on that, taking that and trying to extend it. It's almost like the walls are an interruption to Miggy, and Chong is doing a real nice long, enjoying the underwaters on that 5. Nice tight action here. All right. We're at the 15 here, so it's they're shaking, saying, go boys, go boys. So what you're gonna see here in the last 100 or so is San Jose trying to make his move. He's been trying to lay in the weeds right next to Mazeritski. He is taking him over on the right side here, but now watch Mazeritski. He's gonna pick up the pace and say, not today, not tonight. This is where I miss the other team, because these are where the races are. But when your guys are this good and are this fast, you can push each other. I mean, look at Mazeritski and San Jose. They're coming right in. And you know, when Ann Sims, the official, rings that bell, you're not sure who is it for. Is it for Mazeritski or is it for San Jose? They're both coming in at the same time. It might be for San Jose. You can't tell. On the clock, it's a 31:49, a 31:92. These guys are flying now. San Jose was holding some back, and now he's showing that off. Mazeritski, watch for a good push out on this and to bring it home hard. They're coming in. Miguel is doing a great job. Good swimming there. Mazeritski's won't be able to catch him. That is a good time, though, for both of these gentlemen. Oh, my Lanta. Are you kidding me? A 5:08.85 and a 5:10.32. Put this into context, people. Johnny Mazeritski shaved 4.5 off of his last time. Miguel San Jose shaved 9 seconds off. That is some positive peer pressure. That's just incredible. Now Dabin Chong is coming in. He'll be shaving sometime too, will he? Will he not? Come on, Dobbin, don't breathe. Put your head down and get her done. Sure he will. That's a great finish for Mr. Chong with a 5:47.25. So he shaved 3.5 seconds off. So all 3 of those guys did a great job shaving off time. So it's a really good play there. Nice job. I mean, to have 4.5 seconds off is just incredible. So there's going to be a 10-minute break here. Once again, I'll actually say who this break is for. This break is for Johnny Mazeritski because he swam a 500, and then he'll be queued up to do a 50 on this 2 free relay. So guys are going to be relaxing, kind of stretching out a little bit. And so grateful, very grateful for Eagan Television. Always doing a great job. 2 cameras on the board. You know, 1 on the scoreboard, 1 on the action. Also, folks, remember Mallory Wegeman, People Magazine coming over this Saturday to the Dakota Hills Pool. You're not welcome to come. You're not welcome to come because due to COVID restrictions. But buy a People Magazine and see Eagan athlete, former Wildcat, Mallory Wegeman. Current record holder of 3 different events. Graduate of Eagan High School 2007 and SB Award winner. All right, and lane 2 is Kuldup Ratchabatan Tooney. Lane 4, Ben Currens. So it's down and back with all these guys here. So I don't know if Mazeritski said, hey, that 500 was a warm-up for me. I shaved 4 seconds. I'm good to go, coach. Let's not have a big break. So lane 4, that's Will Win, diving into the pool. Lane 2, Lucas Hanna. Down and back. Good to see. Good push off the boards. Let's go, Lucas Hanna. Very nice push. Lucas Hanna's first year on the team. All right, on the blocks here in lane 4 is Riley McRoberts, who's fresh off the JV 500. And in lane 2 is Gabe Frost. Watch this entry. He's a diver. He kept it shallow. Nicely done. Gabe going like gangbusters. Riley McRoberts is like, you're not catching me. I'm a swimmer, you're a diver. Riley doing a really nice job there. Speaking of Jacob Frost, the senior dive captain. Neelan Ambalam in the water in lane 4. Jacob Frost also a captain of the soccer team, so all-around athlete there. I'm guessing with that, he can even ride his bicycle pretty well. So Jacob going like crazy. Look at the arms. He's like, get the arms involved. Neelan Ambalam also going. That's going to be a great split for Jacob. I wish we had it, but he's the last swimmer, so the B relay beats the A relay there at 152.37. Goes to show you the flexibility of these athletes when you have 2 divers in a JV relay and it beats the A relay. So looking at the relay here, the 2 free. You know, you have 4 guys. Coach is like saying, who's my A relay here for this 200 2 free? So we'll see. He's putting Chuck Steffen on the block to start it off at lane 4 for the A relay. B relay, that is Alex Bango in lane 2, and lane 6 is Carson Rivard. So your splits are on your screen. So these guys are Carson Rivard is actually hanging in there. Chuck Steffen will be handing it over to Victor Santoyo Lopez. So the split time there is a 24:54 for Steffen. Victor's in Santoyo Lopez is in lane 4. Dobbin Chong is in lane 2. Tyler Sitter is in lane 6. Tyler Sitter's had quite the meet tonight. To IM it and butterfly it is pretty crazy. Lane 4, Roni Shrista is on in the water. Nicely done. There's a 24:05 by Victor Santoyo Lopez. Good split for him. Lucas Arvidsson is now in the water in lane 2, and lane 6 is Will New. Long stroke, almost the straight arm for Roni Shrista on this freestyle. Emilio Santoyo Lopez is on the blocks. He's in the water. A 23:92 for Roni Shrista. That's the first 23 in that A relay. Lane 2 in the water, Derek Bango. Lane 6 just diving in. Johnny Mezaritsky, are you kidding me? That guy keeps swimming and swimming. I love it. They keep going and going. So Emilio's coming flying in. I wish I could have a split, but that doesn't show it. But it shows a 136. In lane 2 by Derek Bango. Touching in right now. In lane 6 is Johnny Mezaritsky. So nicely done, boys. So now it'll be a 100-yard backstroke. Varsity. It's varsity only here. Chuck Steffen trying to buy more time. He's like, hey, I was in that last relay. Boys are saying, yeah, you let off. I'm not going to lie. I'd want another minute or two, too, if I were Mr. Steffen. It's a minute 30-second break, but Tyler Burby's doing him a favor, just putting on his cap and goggles. It's always difficult when you don't have a JV heat because you don't have that extra minute or two, so we're Steffen toughing it out. In lane 2 is Tyler Burby. In lane 3, Chuck Steffen. And I stand corrected. It is Victor Santoyo Lopez in lane 4. That was who was buying more time for Mr. Steffen. Really nice throw count for Mr. Steffen. Good flip turn, got a little breath, goes way out past the flags. His underwaters are really improving. If you don't want to swim the backstroke, work on your underwaters, and that'll get you way out there. So nicely done there. So doing a really nice job on the turns and flips and all. All right, and they continue to keep going. Nice touch. And oh my Lanta, are you kidding me? I was sleeping. I was looking at other stats. Steffen finishes with a 58.66. He drops 2 seconds. Maybe that's been the problem. He hasn't been swimming the 2 free relay. Great time for Mr. Steffen. Tyler touches in at a 109.87 and a 105.35. So the only one they're shaving was Mr. Steffen. That is his first sub 1 minute today, or this year, I mean, or today as well. So that is a great time for Chuck to be able to get a 58.66. That's magnificent. I guess he doesn't need a whole lot of to get his resting heart rate down, so good for him. So we're at the 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity. This is the last individual event. So there'll be 2 heats of this, the junior varsity and the varsity. Then we get to the 400-yard freestyle relay. Only 1 heat of the 4 free relay tonight. Stand a little bit of wiggling there, a little bit of, if she sees wiggling, she's gonna have you stand up and restart. You have to be completely still there. So in lane 2 is Carson Rivard. Lane 3 is Will Wynn. Lane 4 is Lucas Arvidsson. Lane 5 is Lucas Hanna. Man, nice job there in the middle of the pool with Lucas Arvidsson, lane 4, Will Wynn, and lane 3 doing real nice. Carson Rivard getting a nice cadence in lane 2. Lucas Hanna in lane 5 there. See, make sure he has 2 hands on that wall. Ooh, missed that second hand. And Sims saw that, DQ'd him. So Mr. Hanna, make sure you have 2 hands on that wall. So the race is back in the middle of the pool. Arvidsson gets a nice turn there. Will Wynn getting after it. Very nice. They're coming in hot. Will Wynn is, what's his time going to be? He has a 113.75, touches in with a 114.76. Arvidsson with a 116.80. In lane 2, that is with a nice touch, Carson Rivard, 123.03. And Lucas Hanna doing a real nice job here. That'll be an unofficial time since he is disqualified without a 2-hand touch. Touches in with a 138.67. So, which would have been 20 seconds faster than his seat time. So this gets us to the last individual event race of the evening is the breaststroke varsity. It'll be Will New in lane 3. Closest to you on your screen is Roni Shrista. Lane 4 is Alex Bango. All right, it's fun to see these strokes because they just swim it so different. You'll see Roni Shrista doing a real kind of a up and down. Will really just doing a subtle up and down, just trying to keep low to the water as much as possible. So Alex Bango doing a nice job in lane 4, really stretching it out. This is really tight. I mean, all these guys are touching in with the 32 at the turn. So really good racing here. Shrista, I thought, was falling behind, but he really is so good off the wall, Shrista. Will New keeping a real subtle stroke there. Alex Bango had a nice touch in there. Watch his underwater. Shrista comes out, always ahead on the turns, but it's just the swimming where Will New will just kind of gain his time back, but I don't know if he'll be gaining. Touches in first with a 109.43 for Alex Bango, 1.6 seconds faster. Will New touches in with a 110 even, adds some time, and Roni Shrista a 109.88, which is with a 2-second difference. Going to take a 5-minute break as the boys do a rest because there is no JV relay. Usually there's a 5-minute break for the JV, but there aren't enough guys, and so let's call out who the rest is for here. It is for Roni Shrista, who will be swimming the 4 free relay. Will New has swum all of his events for the evening, as well as Alex Bango. So, interestingly enough, Roni Shrista will be the leadoff swimmer in lane 2 for the B relay. So, trying to get a little rest for him before he heads out for that 4 free relay. Little bit of change of the lineup for the A relay. Their seed time is a 3:23:08. The new swimmer tonight is Miguel San Jose in that 3rd spot. So it'll be Thomas Keller leading off, turning it to Hans Broman, to Miguel San Jose, to Emilio Santoyo Lopez. So the Wildcats are looking for a 3:22 on that 4 free relay for the A. So we'll see if that happens or not. Comes to fruition. So speaking of Thomas Keller, he loves to listen to some music or have a little bit of food before a meet. Favorite movie is Knives Out. Ask him about his weird stomach thing. It's kind of a hidden talent that he has. And favorite music that he has on his playlist, Josiah, Thomas Rhett, and Michael Bublé. Fun family fact is that his brother swims. Look at that. I think what's even more fun is that his mom is a fantastic actress and singer. Jen Keller, a Hill Murray graduate out of Maplewood, Minnesota, heavily involved in theater, as are 2 of her kids. So we'll see where this goes. So another fun fact is going to the maroon and gold is Thomas Keller's favorite thing. So we're going to hand it over to Chris Morgan and hear how the training is going so far and how he's feeling where the team is at.
Hello. Well, the training's going great. The guys are working really, really hard. We've been doing quite a few grueling workouts, 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. And it's showing in their gutsy swims. So it's been fun to see them really perform as great racers the past several weeks because of just the gutsy attitude they have every day in practice. So today's push was to be more intentional about the quality of how executing that excellence, putting forth our best effort mentally as well as physically. Don't want to take the edge away from how gutsy these guys train and race, but we need to be as efficient as possible. And the goal was to create some separation between us and our potential section competitors. Eastridge and Park are very strong teams, and we won't actually physically see them at sections. So we want to make sure that we're throwing down a little, hey, we're here to compete, trying to do our best.
So another question is, this year is so unusual without seeing teams. What is the motivation tactic when you can't see anyone that you're swimming against, and how is the as a coach, are you motivating them when you can't see your opponents?
Well, in swimming, we have the math of just knowing how fast teams have been in the past. We do share our results as a conference, and then there's other conferences doing the same across the state. So I can go on the internet and dig up the last 4 or 5 competitions from our competitors and kind of put together their best lineup before I put together my best lineup. And what I do is every day before a meet, I spend some whiteboard time going, event by event, here's what they can do. And then lay it out to the team ahead of time, this is what we need to do to win. And it's just the math, right? We don't need to get first place to get more than half the points. Individually, there are 16 points to be scored. And you can go 2, 3, 4 and get 9 of those. Therefore, you have more than half. The opponent can't get more than 7. And today's meet is going according to plan in that capacity, since we have not gotten lower than 5th place with our 3 competitors, which means that only score with individuals, and that's just harder to score 9 points or more with 2 people. So they have beaten us on a few events in hypotheticals. I don't know what they're doing tonight. I can't see the results yet, but based on their previous results, we've been trading events back and forth. But so far, we're up pretty strong, we hope. It's all unofficial at this point.
Thank you so much for your time, head coach Chris Morgan, coaching the Wildcats here, and we really appreciate his time. So we'll see what he has in store for this for-free relay. It's a different lineup than he's tried in the past. So in lane 4 is Thomas Keller for that A relay. For the B relay is Roni Shrista in lane 2. Lane 6 is Reese Heenis-Cook. So let's see how the split is. 24.86 for Thomas Keller out that first 50. Hanging in there, Reese Heenis-Cook in lane 2. And then going like crazy in lane 6 is Reese Heenis-Cook. And then on lane 2, that is Roni Shrista. On the blocks here, looking to touch in is Hans Broman. He's on the blocks. Good clean exchange, a 26.72 for Thomas Keller. In the water in lane 2 is Tyler Burby. Lane 6 is Carson Rivard. All right, we'll see where this A relay is ending up here. Broman coming in hot. His time for the 50, his split is a 24.77. See where he'll be in that second 50. Carson Rivard, a 27.57. Over there in lane 6 is, Carson Rivard, 28.42. Lane 2 was a 27.57 for Tyler Burby. Broman gonna hand it off to Miguel San Jose. Broman touches in with a 26.92. Lane 2 here, Carson Rivard sending it to Vidan Shrista. Lane 6, Tyler Burby touching in for Johnny Mezaritsky. Coming back already is Miguel San Jose. What's his time at the turn? It's a 25. Miguel San Jose and Mezaritsky were your 500 swimmers, both in the water now. Making the turn is Vidan Shrista in lane 2 with a 26.22. I'm sorry, that's Vidan over there with the 29.97. Johnny Mezaritsky had a 46. Man, Mezaritsky's going fast for how many yards he's had. And the A relay, that is Emilio Santoyo Lopez going like hotcakes now. 27.89 was the split for Miguel San Jose coming back. Emilio Santoyo Lopez at the turn, a 24.27. That's fast. In the water now in lane 6 is freestyle specialist Tyler Sitter, who got to swim the fly and the 2IM tonight. Lane 2, Harrison Bowie getting after it. Emilio Santoyo Lopez coming in. The A relay will not be close to their 3:23 time. They touch in with a 3:27.16. Lane 6, flip turn, 1 more 50 to go. Tyler Sitter. Lane 2 will be finishing off with Harrison Bowie, touching in with a, that's a good time, a 3:43. That's the fastest C relay time of the, fastest B relay time. And then lane 6 is the C relay, trying to beat the 4 minutes, not tonight, but Tyler going hard. Don't need to breathe. Very nice. That concludes our meet for this evening. Appreciate your time. It has been a joy being here. Just want to let you know we will be back on February 19th for the senior night. So it's been an unusual season with so many things different. So we'd love to have you tune in. And after the meet on Friday, February 19th, there will be a senior night presentation that we'd encourage you to stay. We hear speeches from underclassmen regarding the seniors and then a presentation for those seniors. So be sure to tune in. And once again, we are so grateful for Eagan Television, who always has the best angles, has every shot. And this is Gus Broman for Eagan TV, and I'll see you Tuesday night at the boys basketball game. So watch Eagan TV for both girls hockey, girls basketball, boys basketball, wrestling, and boys swim and dive. This is Gus Broman for ETV.